A few moments later.
By Me Casino.
A few moments later.
Cardinals, Brewers, at San Francisco. Live. Me Casino.
Moments later.
Jacob Miss Carlito making his MLB debut. Big league debut.
We'll hear from Sophia Menard in just a moment. And Vinny, this is one of the most anticipated debuts that this franchise has ever seen. Jacob Mizorowski carries a heavy burden on his shoulders. Let's talk about the stuff, but also talk about this moment for him.
Yeah, what a big moment for the kid, right? I mean, you have to go all the way back, maybe to even Ben Sheets. It's that highly anticipated for this fan base. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for the fan base, really, to see what this guy can do. And we're talking about some of the best stuff in all of baseball. He threw the hardest pitch in all of baseball among starters in the major leagues and in the minor leagues in the sixth inning of a game on May 15th. It was 103 miles per hour. He's got that kind of an electric fastball. He's got swing and miss secondary stuff, two different breaking balls, a disappearing curveball at 86, a slider at 93 miles per hour, that's an average, and then a changeup that's developing. And then he's also got 7.4 feet of extension here, so it's deceptive as well. Really, really excited for this one.
Yeah, and to put old school on that new school number, 7.5 feet extension. That means, as they used to say, he's just reaching out and handing the ball to you. He is that much closer than most pitchers. Let's send it down to Sophia Menard. Sophia, you've had a chance to visit with Jacob all through spring training, and yesterday, tell us what you learned.
Well, he's obviously very excited to be here. This is the day that every player dreams about.
Newt Ball win Herrera. 1, 2, 3. Contreras. First one, right field.
So we take a look at the career profile for Jacob Mizorowski, the second-round draft pick going back to 2022. In 68 career minor league games, a 335 earned run average, and he earned his way here with how he was performing in AAA. In 13 games, a 213 average, and the strikeout to walk ratio, 80 strikeouts to 31 walks. His strikeouts per 9, just under 12. It has been impressive to watch his climb here to Milwaukee. Here's what Jacob Mizorowski had to say about getting that call from Rick Sweet and sharing that news with his family and friends.
It was actually a phone call at 9 a.m. and it popped up with possible spam over it and wireless caller. So I declined it the first time. And then he texted me. He's like, hey, this is your head coach. You need to answer the phone. So I answered it then. And he's like, well, you're going to want to wake up for this one. It was early in the morning, so all the family was asleep, or, you know, my mom was in some meetings with their work and, you know, got to go on voicemail and stuff from my family for a little bit till they woke up. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun. They were all excited for me. I think I'm just trying to throw as hard as I can every pitch. And so I think if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, you have other stuff to go to, and curveballs working, slider, you know, working with that stuff too. I just go out there and throw whatever they ask. And if that's 60 pitches, 70 pitches, whatever, that's what it is. So I don't know. It's been it's exciting and.
Count on USAA. Membership for the spouses, kids, and then grandkids of those who serve. Count on us. Count on USAA.
Hey, look at that. They got one of DirecTV's new genre packs. I think you mean genre packs.
Yeah, that's what I said. Now they can pay less and pick just the TV they want.
Pick the TV they want.
Yeah, now
Ah.
you're getting the picture.
I give up.
This is the legendary light here. If this can could talk, then it tells stories. And if you've had one, you probably got a story worth telling. Here's the 50 years of Melatonin.
This is not a blue moon. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not.
Arnaldo, Goldman,
Valencia
Page,
makes a
and
blue moon a blue moon.
Scott
And every
round out the
When it
9.
comes to making plans, you are the best. Those 9 months were also 273 days of planning. What about your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. And let's not forget those barbecues you plan in detail for your family and your more vegetarian by the day best friends. That surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Tyler wanted to start a rock band, so his parents got a loan from Landmark Credit Union. Several sleep-deprived weeks later, they came to us again, asking for a mortgage on a quiet lake house, far, far away. Landmark Credit Union. Banking made easy.
Sarah
Yeah.
had her eye on a sporty little sports car, so she came to Landmark.
Looks like we've told people Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. For the last time. Shallow. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty.
Great philosopher Socrates once said, "To find yourself, think for yourself." Great philosopher Arby's once said, "Here's some Greek euros, 2 for $7. Arby's,
We have the meat.
Lowe's knows you want your first cookout, so leave a good first impression. And with convenient same-day delivery, we'll help you make sure everything turns out
Awesome.
Lowe's knows how to help you summer.
Moment of truth has arrived for the young prospect, the flame-throwing phenom Jacob Mizorowski. And he jogs to the American Family Field mound for the first time. However he fares here today, he figures to be a guy that's going to be in the rotation and in for the long haul. And he's got a lot of friends and family here watching him today. His parents, Tom and Crystal. He is from Missouri, as Sophia mentioned. And they have made the trip, and you can tell they are agonizing seeing their boy on a big league mound. It is excruciating for the parents and the families. Jacob is a pretty calm, collected guy, Vinny, and his numbers
Hey, Kenneth.
in Nashville jump off the page, and now we'll see if he can transfer that to the big league.
Yeah, 63 in a third innings pitch, the 80 punch-outs. He has swing and miss stuff with
Yeah.
pitches. The 31 walks is the lowest of his career in terms of walk percentage.
12 starts down in AAA. Yes.
Lineup brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. It's going to be Lars Nootbaar, Mason Wynn, and Ivan Herrera, the first three batters that Mizorowski will face. And his very first pitch in the big leagues is a
Strike.
Away we go.
Right at 100, triple digits.
Welcome to the show. What an electric arm. And a quality strike to boot.
One oh 1.2. Sinker.
He has posted the fastest fastball in baseball earlier this year at 103 plus miles an hour. And the 0-2 pitch is fouled away.
Still 101.4.
This will be an experience for the Cardinal hitters. Facing a guy for the first time. Oddly enough, for the Cardinals, this is the 8th occasion this year they have faced a major league debut by a starting pitcher. So this is a pretty familiar run where you don't have much of a scouting report. And Vinny, I can't imagine watching video of a guy throwing this hard versus facing a guy throwing this hard can do you much good.
No.
If he's throwing strikes, it really doesn't matter what the scouting report on the hitters is.
Once you out there and see it, it's like
0-2 pitch. He's got that too. That's a cut fastball.
Cut fastball for a ball.
Up above 90 miles an hour. The cutter looked like a little bigger of a break.
I think the StatCast had that wrong. I think that's his curveball VA at 89.
Another big fastball.
Another big fastball.
From the AAA level, Vinny, take us through it.
Yeah, take a look at that slider at 93 average. So sometimes he's throwing at 96. I saw him warming up at 96 with that. The curveball at 86 average. That's why I thought that first breaking ball was the curve at 89.
The 1-2, and Newbar on the ground.
Newbar
Right
on the ground.
That's the way to start a big league career right there. He's got his first down. He is in the book.
Let's take a look at that defense brought to you by Landmark Credit Union. Isaac Collins in left field. Jackson Churio in center. Sal Freelich, the Gold Glover out right from third to first. Caleb Durbin, Joey Ortiz. The Platinum Glove winner.
Reese Hoskins and William Contreras. Putting down the signs.
Cardinals shortstop. Jumping on that first pitch. Slashes one foul. Late on it.
Late. 107.
Mason Wynn having a nice year at the plate. At 271, he's hit 6 homers. He's one of the great defensive shortstops in the league as well. A finalist for the Gold Glove Award last year. Won by Ezekiel Tovar. It was Tovar, Dansby Swanson, and Mason Wynn. Some great young talents. A couple of 23-year-olds here.
Strike right there.
So again, I think his stuff is so explosive, PA, that it doesn't register accurately on the StatCast.
StatCast will get it organized. Takes a little while to figure it all out. And went late once again. No balls, 2 strikes.
No balls, 2
2
strikes.
And the days of preparation, thinking about this Major League debut, and he's come out throwing strikes.
Me too.
Oh, big breaking ball. When the legs were gone, and Terang puts it away.
So a ground out
2 up
and a fly ball pop out. Well, so far so good on your MLB Big League debut.
Backed up on him a little bit, but it doesn't matter because it's so explosive. Very difficult to square up. It's gonna be good.
Well, that too.
Herrera hitting 317 with 31 RBIs. He's got a
Herrera, the DH. Strike right there. 96.4. Deadwood gas. No, that was the cuddle. 95.6.
That's the slider at 96 by you.
That was the slider?
Against Ivan Herrera. A good contact hitter.
0-2 pitch.
1-2. 1 hundo.
Yes, we'll just go with FinnyCast tonight.
That'll work.
mama bear. She's up there just fighting every ounce of nerves. And the 1-2.
1-2, Gonda.
Mizorowski covers the bag, handles his business in the first.
Handles the business.
Is off and running, and Mom can breathe once again.
Mom can breathe once again.
That's my team out there.
If our network goes down, lives are at stake.
Our comms have to work.
For the mission won't.
That's why I partner with Verizon Frontline, the network that truly prioritizes first responders.
So we don't worry about getting through. And they're the most reliable 5G network in America. Out here, reliability is everything.
Extreme or routine, Verizon Frontline delivers.
The #1 network choice in public safety. Learn more. Your mission is our purpose.
Dear Triathlon, let's splash through rushing rivers, take on iconic trails, and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't kick back and enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs.
Right now, lease a new 2025 Land Cruiser for $499 a month. Or lease a 2025 RAV4 for $349 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Murphy Procthauser has been proudly serving Wisconsin families for over 40 years.
Unfortunately, a serious injury can turn lives upside down in an instant.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put a damn poll on.
And insurance issues can be overwhelming.
If that happens to you,
Duh.
experience.
What am I doing? Duh.
To help you and your family. Murphy and Procthauser.
Can't do this stream without a poll, right, boys and girls?
23-year-old Jacob Mizorowski.
Jacob Mizorowski.
Between innings, deep breath. Got through that first one. Now you just start clipping innings away. Man, what a dream come true. Check that Brewers lineup brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. South Freelick back in the leadoff spot.
Freelick, Churio, Contreras, 1, 2, 3, Yelich, Hoskins, Collins, Turang, Durbin, and Ortiz.
Since Freelick has hit leadoff.
Strike, and they're going to face Sonny Gray.
13 and a third scoreless streak right now for Sonny Gray. Texas Rangers and LA Dodgers through scoreless outings against both of them. He's got a 6-pitch mix, one of the best in the business, BA. You got to watch out for that sweeper. Definitely take that pitch. He wants to get chase on it. Goes that sinker, 92 average. That sweeper's at about 85. It moves a ton.
Arsenal for Sonny Gray. There's a lot of options for Sonny Gray in a given start as he misses upstairs. So a shift in the lineup, Vinny, with Sal Frelick. Just the fourth occasion he has hit leadoff. It's the first time he's hit leadoff since May 14th. That was against Cleveland. Bryce Turang dropped in the order. Churio hit second in this particular order. And for Pat Murphy, just a little bit of a shakeup to get a lefty at the top, get Turang down near the bottom against the right-hander Sonny Gray.
We talked about those two guys being a little bit interchangeable. Sal Frelick, just a little bit better quality of at bat as of late.
Yeah.
See what he can do and see some pitches against Sonny Gray to set the table.
Yeah, that's a good start.
Base hit.
Sal Frelick is aboard to start it offensively for Milwaukee. And that brings up Jackson Churio. He's at our Home Depot's getting it done.
Okay,
Churio's
Kenneth,
last
thank you.
games against the Cardinals, 17
Hey,
hits in
do you
those
know if he
games.
posted a
10 of those 17 hits
paint
extra
scheme this
base
week?
hits. He's driven in 11 at an OPS over 1,600.
I think it goes all the way back to last
Kenneth.
year. Remember when Jackson Churio was white hot, one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball.
Because I'm
Churio on the first pitch on the ground, and Wynn steps on the bag and finishes off
Out.
the play. Sonny Gray will do that. Pitches to the situation. That has the
double
ability to get
pitcher's
off.
best friend, that is.
6-3 double play.
6-3 double play, that is.
Grounded into double play that Sonny Gray has induced. That was that cut fastball. And one of the most sure-handed infielders, shortstops in all of baseball, Mason Wynn with a cannon over to first base to get Jackson Churio by a step.
Cardinals are an elite.
Can you check for me right now,
And their
Kenneth?
left side is about as good as it gets with Wynn and Arenado.
Strike right there.
William Contreras takes a strike.
Just don't make any mistakes.
Yes.
They're going to make the exceptional play to go with it.
Oh, yeah.
The left side of the infield.
Yes.
They have an
Kenneth.
outfield
Yeah.
defense as well with Victor Scott in center.
Hey, tie game between the Brewers.
Arenado's
Yeah.
been swinging the bat well lately as well.
Oh, yeah, by the way,
Cardinals are without Jordan Walker. He's on the injured list. with a
Brian
wrist
DA
injury.
is back.
And, they are without
DA
Brendan
back.
Donovan as well. He's not on the IL. It
Brian
could be
Anderson.
an IL trip for him. He's got a toe injury, so he's missing his second consecutive game. He's arguably been their MVP this year, and what has been one of the most surprising teams in Major League Baseball, the St. Louis Cardinals. They're a half game better than the Brewers coming into play tonight. Despite losing 4 in a row, they just got swept by the Blue Jays.
Yep.
Oliver Marmol took over this Cardinal team in the 2022 season after Mike Schilt was fired after a wild card loss against the Dodgers in 21. As Contreras strikes out, Sonny Gray gives up a leadoff single, but a double play and a K. And
I'll be right back.
He's back on the mound for the second inning.
Hey, Kenneth. If you don't mind just watching the chat while I'm in the show quickly for me, that would be much appreciated. Watch out for any trolls, would you?
And if you don't have the right auto coverage, this can really blow your budget.
Ha!
Get Allstate, save money.
What a stupid
Get
commercial.
protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Who would use a vacuum
Carl Brown's headed to
on a
Mexico
college
City.
league?
Playing new road course with the Cup guys. I love it. Sounds like a track with my name all over it.
Actually, it's Colorado and drove over Hermanos Rodriguez.
Whatever the hell he said. No.
Stream Mexico City Sunday.
NASCAR. It's on Prime.
Start your 30-day free trial.
This is the legendary light beer. If this can could talk, then it tells stories. And if you've had one, you probably got a story worth telling. Here's the 50 years Miller time.
On a warm day, you want two things. A refreshing drink made with real fruit juice like Simply Spiked Lemonade, and a way to get cool. You can leave it open. Simply Spiked, made with real fruit juice.
Scan this QR code to join FanZone, the ultimate online forum for sports fans. Tell us what you think about what you see on TV, online, and streaming. Your voice can help shape the future of sportscasting and much more. Join FanZone today.
Brewers and Cardinals here at American Family Field. Jacob Mizorowski, as good of a start as you could hope for to his Major League debut. A clean first inning, 14 pitches for him, 12 strikes, hit 100 on his first pitch, and touched 102 there a couple of times. So a great start for him. And when we spoke with him yesterday, how do you handle the moment? How do you control your nerves and your energy? He said, I know my heart will be racing when I take the mound, but he said he was really leaning on two of his teammates, Logan Henderson in AAA, who we saw make his Major League debut earlier this year, and then Chad Patrick, who's currently with the team and pitched last night. He said, those have been my two go-to guys that I'm asking all the questions. They're filling me in. How do I handle this? Even asked yesterday, can I sit in the dugout and watch the game? So he was really anxious to be here, but he said the best piece of advice that those two have given him, just breathe. Just keep breathing on the mound. Do your thing. You've done everything you can to get yourself here. So just manage the moment. But certainly no signs of those nerves, guys. He's hiding it really well.
Yeah, no question. And he has the ammo to not be so nervous, because when you're packing that kind of punch as Contreras with a big rip, that gives you a lot of confidence. Wilson Contreras, and then Alec Burleson, and then Nolan Arenado. I heard a quote on Mizorowski today. One of them that I liked was comfortably numb. And he knows his place in this organization, his place in minor league baseball to get this call up, the number one pitching prospect in the Brewers system. But also something that impressed me, those who know him best say he's a guy that baseball's what he does, not who he is. Yeah. And that's actually a good perspective.
Yeah, well, some guys need that, right? They need to have other outlets. Some guys are just baseball rats. They love it. They can't get enough of it. They're enthusiasts about it. But some guys, they just, like you said, just it's what they do, not who they are. And that's perhaps helping him on the mound tonight, calm his nerves.
And he gets his first big league strikeouts. It is Wilson Contreras. And I'm sure Mizorowski's battery mate will love that. As the brother goes down in the first K, they save the baseball.
Look how much this pitch is moving. That's the slider at 96 miles per hour. And my goodness, not too many guys swing behind sliders. We've seen that already a few times. I mean, this stuff, PA, I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it from a starting pitcher.
Well, you had a lot of years in those seats as a scout, and you've seen thousands and thousands of players and pitchers, and it is easy to know why scouts rave about this guy right here. Donovan sends one skyward to right center. It's going to be Churio to make the call and the catch for out number 2.
Well, I watched him in spring training. At the close eye on his stuff and his arsenal and the delivery, too. It just looks calmer. It looks more repeatable. He was not throwing strikes consistently in spring training. I'm thinking to myself, this guy's going to end up as a reliever. And I don't think so anymore. I mean, the way that he is repeating right now, BA, 22 pitches, 18 strikes. And remember, BA, the zone in AAA, they use the challenge system. It's like a size of a postage stamp in AAA. And he threw more strikes in AAA this year than he did in AA last year.
It's an amazing stat, and that's why he's here in June. He has already thrown 10 pitches over 100 miles an hour. 24 pitches into his big league career, and it's easy cheese as well. He looks like he's giving very little effort to release that baseball. Arenado takes the ball. Arenado, the biggest name in this Cardinal batting order, sitting on 349 career home runs. He is a home run away from a milestone. He had a significant milestone against the Brewers 2 years ago. Hit his 300th here in this ballpark. That was against Eric Lauer, who pitched against the Cardinals yesterday as a member of the Blue Jays. Brewers dropped 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals in St. Louis earlier this year, late April. Arenado had the walk-off home run against Trevor McGill. That was in the middle game of that series. First time they've met since. First time the Cardinals have been to Milwaukee this year. It's a close pitch. Mizorowski was heading to the dugout.
Yeah, just off the plate. 96. And just slides off the plate. Not sure how Arenado was able to take that pitch. The Miz wanted it.
Durbin makes the play at 6 up, 6 down with his first strikeout for Jacob Mizorowski. 2 in the books for the prospect. Brewers coming to bat for the second time against Gray.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your life. Trust Wisconsin's own Brewer Law, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
This Father's Day, give Dad the gift of power and precision with Works Power Tools from Menards. Works cordless power tools and outdoor power equipment have everything you need for the workshop to the yard. With drills and saws to trimmers and blowers. Power up with Works 20-volt power share to get your projects done. Right now, get this Works 20-volt power share battery for $39.95 after 11% rebate.
Save big money in Menards. Get it and go. There's a lot of reasons why the Honda CR-V is one of the most popular SUVs on the road. The CR-V is fun to drive, and it's a great deal with loads of space inside. But most of all, it's a Honda, and that means reliability. Year after year, mile after mile, you can count on the Honda CR-V. A Car and Driver 10 Best for the 3rd year in a row. To see the CR-V for yourself, see your Greater Milwaukee Honda dealer today.
Here at the Chocolate Factory, we stack our subs high with legendary flavors and fresh ingredients. Craving something bold? Try the blackberry turkey. Feeling saucy? Go for Capone's meatball. Or keep it classic with the Sicilian, the Chocolate Factory.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
You got a minute?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Good to see Christian Yelich back in the lineup after missing a couple of days with that wrist injury. He's got that wrist heavily padded. Yelich leading off the 2nd inning, no score. Mizorowski has been as advertised. 6 up, 6 down, pounding the strike zone. That was his first strikeout. Bottom of the 2nd, Yelich, Hoskins, and Isaac Collins. Yelich was hit by a pitch on June 1st. Required x-rays on that wrist and aggravated it last weekend as well. More round of x-rays. So they shut him down for the last 2 games. Brewers have just dropped back-to-back series after they had won 9 of 10, and they dropped 2 of 3 to the Padres and lost yesterday afternoon to lose the series against Atlanta. Trying to get back to winning ways here against a division rival.
It was tough sledding against the Padres bullpen. They've been shutting down teams all year long, and then they had to face Chris Sale against the Braves. Grant Holmes looked pretty good, too, in the one win that they had in that series. And then in yesterday's game, Spencer Schwellenbach looked like a Cy Young candidate. So now they got to face Sonny Gray as well.
Easy narrative is to say the Brewers are in a team slump right now, but good pitching will do that, and they've run into elite arms. Talked to Al LaBeouf earlier today, the Brewers head coach, and sometimes you just got to tip your hat. He says his group is still confident. It's not an overwhelming offense by any stretch. They're not going to be that kind of team, but they're better than what they've shown. And they've run into a number of buzzsaws on the other side. As Yelich is swing and a miss. Big curveball from Sonny Gray, and he picks up his 2nd strikeout. One of the bright spots from yesterday was Rhys Hoskins. He broke his Powerball home run number 10 yesterday.
It wasn't even a mistake by Schwellenbach. That was a good pitch. He just dropped the head on down and in. A 97-mile-per-hour sinker that Hoskins was able to get to and hit a bomb out of here.
One of those days where the matchups really didn't favor Rhys Hoskins. But Pat Murphy put him in the lineup anyway, just playing a hunch a little bit, trying to get one of his leaders going, and you're without Yelich as well. And Hoskins delivered with a long ball.
He had 6 strikeouts in a row against the Braves. Chris Sale got him 4 times, and then in game 2 he struck out in his first 2 at-bats. So he had been slumping a little bit. Good to see him get a home run, hopefully break out of it.
Gray's got a nice curveball going right now. You can see it in the knees of Hoskins as he buckled as that pitch turned into the strike zone. Roll over ground ball. Arenado, maybe one of the best to ever do it, puts Hoskins away. They have 2 gone to the 2nd.
Get an exclusive Pat Murphy bobblehead giveaway coming up on Saturday, June 28th, courtesy of Toyota. Be one of the first 25,000 ticketed fans through the gates to get the bobble. Grab your tickets today at brewers.com/giveaways.
It's a good one. How much Murphy can you handle? He's got his Manager of the Year plaque. I think I used to be able to read this when I was younger, but I think it says Manager of the Year. I'm guessing it does.
I'm surprised they don't have the maroon suit that he wore to the ceremony.
That was that. And he wasn't feeling well that night. He had some health issues this offseason. I can't share all the details, but there was a hilarious story between he and Aaron Boone, apparently, in the back of the house that day, which involved a bathroom break. And Aaron Boone didn't fully understand Pat Murphy's urgency in that situation. And he's never going to forgive him for it.
What are Pat Murphy's stories not hilarious? He talked about he and Stephen Bowe were going to wear the Dumb and Dumber suits to the Manager of the Year Awards.
That would have been a great one. Would have been a great one. Isaac Collins with 2 outs here in the second inning. It was great to be back on the field and to see the whole squad. Always entertaining to listen into Pat Murphy's pregame gatherings with the media. I watched that one from the production truck. All of it.
You were gone, Pete? Where were you?
I was gone, and I heard Murph kind of shook me down a little bit in that pregame.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Little did he know I was watching from a dark and lonely place out there in the production truck.
I've been there once or twice.
Have you?
It's dark. Yeah, I drop off Pringles every once in a while. It's dark and cold in there. It blasts the air conditioning in that truck.
Yeah, gotta keep everything cool, man. 2-2 the count on Collins. Always great to see our terrific crew at FanDuel, Wisconsin. Led in the truck by producer Brett Reeler, director John Walsh. Ryan Mikologic in there as well, doing whatever he does. Working around the edges, Gray getting the benefit of the call. By the way, home plate umpire tonight is Dan Merzel. This is his first year as a full-time Major League umpire. He's been a fill-in umpire through the last number of years, but first time full-timer this season in 2025. Collins turns on one. That's going to get down and go to the corner. Isaac Collins thinking about threes on his way. Relay comes in. It is late. A belly flop triple for Isaac Collins with 2 outs.
Yeah, 2-out triple by Isaac Collins after a long at-bat with Sonny Gray. Fouling pitches off, taking close pitches, and he gets this pitch down and in on him, drops the head on it. And you do not want to make the last out at third base, but Isaac Collins, using his instincts, feeling that he can get all the way to third base, and he does so. Take a look how he pulls the hands in right there, BA. He has been having some really quality at-bats as of late. Wraps it into the corner. And he is churning around the bases.
Inside the Play brought to you by Fredericton Dominican College of Wisconsin. First career Major League triple for Isaac Collins. Comes on the 8th pitch of the at-bat, and it sets up the Brewers here with the potential of a 2-out RBI. Bryce Terang hits. Terang dropped in the batting order tonight, hitting 7th in Pat Murphy's lineup against Sonny Gray. And Terang on the ground. Arenado gobbles it up, throws on the run. Terang is safe, throws up the line. Collins is in. And the Brewers strike first. The benefits of putting the ball in play. That'll be an infield hit and an RBI for Terang. It's 1-0 Milwaukee.
Got to be a hit if Nolan Arenado is not going to be able to make the play. Take a look how Bryce Terang gets on top of that pitch, and Arenado is running towards the line. You would think if he sets his feet, but he just does not play third base that way. He's always throwing on the run, and he throws this one up the line a little bit, usually so accurate. Not sure if he gets them anyway. With Terang running out of the box and busting it down the line.
Terang, one of the fastest players in the major leagues. And he legs out an infield hit for an RBI. 1-0 Brewers. Here is Caleb Durbin now. And he shows bunt, gets it down foul. Sneak attack with Arenado playing deep.
Yeah, pitch timer violation on the first pitch on Durbin.
So it's 0-2.
I mean, did he even know that? I wonder if he would have attempted the bunt if he knew it was an 0-1 count.
No balls, 2 strikes. Terang always a threat to run. Just got to go back to the sequence. Good catch here, Vinny, by the way. So the pitch clock winds down, and Durbin not attentive to the pitcher. You got to be attentive by the 8 count if you're the batter.
It means you have to have your head turned towards the pitcher at 8 seconds. Even though he was in the box, his head was down. You have to have that head up looking at the pitcher.
The count down to 0 belongs to the pitcher, but the hitter has a little earlier burden to get in the box. Once the batter engages with the pitcher, alert to the pitcher is the verbiage, then the pitcher can choose how long he wants to take in that little 8-second window or more if the batter looks at him earlier. But that's kind of the way they got around the little false delay or the step in late as a matter of gamesmanship. Pitch clock has been a roaring success.
Yeah, just the rhythm of the game has picked up. Kind of how the game used to be played back in the 80s.
That was a good shot there by our director, John Walsh. But just so you know, the timers are everywhere. The hitters have them in the outfield. And then the pitcher has 2 pitch clock timers available for him on either side. So there's no excuse not to know where the clock is. 3-2, Terang goes. Durbin, a line shot right at Arenado. And the inning ends, but the Brewers strike with a 2-out run. First major league triple for Isaac Collins. Terang brings it in on an infield hit.
Subway's footlongs are packed with protein, like the Ultimate BNT or the All-Pro Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki with 58 grams of protein. And now, Subway MVP Rewards members can buy any footlong in the app and get another for just $1. Fuel up now in the Subway app.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that the big homie needs help too. You can't just rebound from everything. I know you've been grinding.
Let's go.
But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. I wonder why we waited so long. I'm not wondering anymore. Love, your mind. Let's see how far we can go.
Hey, for every Brewers RBI this season, the Northwestern Mutual Foundation funding 5 hours of childhood cancer research Northwestern Mutual and the Milwaukee Brewers proud to partner in curing childhood cancer. Bryce Terang with his first RBI in 10 days. Make it 8 days. Mizorowski has gone through his first 2 innings, 6 up, 6 down. His first big league strikeout against Contreras, Wilson Contreras. Bottom of the order here with Nolan Gorman, Pedro Pajes, and Victor Scott.
Nolan Gorman's getting some playing time as of late because of the Brendan Donovan toe injury.
Big loss for the Cardinals. We don't know how long Donovan's going to be out. Had an MRI yesterday. They're waiting the results on that. Ollie Marmol said could be a trip to the IL. They're hoping not. They're hoping it can just be a few days. But it is unlikely that Brendan Donovan will play in this series. If so, it would be toward the back end of it.
Hitting .310 on the year. That's a break for the Brewers. He had been struggling, hitting 200 in June, but before that, one of the best hitters in all of baseball. Such a pesky out. Brewers saw that in the first series in St. Louis they played against them. Dropped that series.
2-2 the count on Nolan Gorman. And a spinner misses, close pitch. Brewers get on the board with a 2-out RBI from Terang. Curveball from Mizorowski.
Just didn't come back far enough. Good 3-2 pitch here.
And he lost him. First walk. Back-to-back hitters. He has gone 3-2. He got Arenado to end the second inning. Now a leadoff walk here in the third. Matt Arnold's going to join us next inning, next half inning. Brewers general manager. Spent some time with us in the booth. Pajes takes a ball.
First little blemish we've seen right here from Jacob Mizorowski. 3 pitches in a row outside the zone. Talk about that ability to repeat the delivery. He's pitching exclusively out of the stretch, runners on or not. Picks up that leg and goes.
Big swing, but chased one in off the plate at 98. Has been a nice add for the Cardinals. They've got Wilson Contreras playing first base these days. Occasional DH. On the ground, chance for 2 here. Flip it to the bag. Terang. Double play.
Going to make a pitch right there from Jacob Mizorowski. And gets the ground ball double play, rolls it up, his first one of his major league career, many more to come. And a bunch of ground balls in the minor leagues last year at 46%. This year, 40% ground ball rate. Gets one right on cue. Little flip from Joey Ortiz over to Bryce Terang. Easy turn with the slow running catcher running.
Room service. 2 for the price of 1 for Mizorowski. There's Victor Scott. The very talented defensive center fielder of the Cardinals, hitting 9th in their order.
Victor Scott hit 5 for his last 46. 5 for his last 46. Really struggling as of late. The 3 hits the last 2 ball games. Hitting 106 over his last 46 at-bats.
To the count. Overpowered him with a big fastball. Keep it. You got 5 seconds to share with your sister. No shot. Core memory. You can make it a core positive memory or trauma forever. She'll get back at you eventually.
Childhood trauma.
Sisters always do.
Yep.
They don't. He's making poor choices now, Vinny. I'm afraid for that young man. 1 and 2 the count. And the count evens at 2-2. Cardinals have dropped 4 in a row. Their hand's still out. The Mizorowski family all watching closely. Did he go? I think he did. Yes, he did. It's a strikeout. And it ends the inning. 2 Ks for Team Miz. And another scoreless frame. Matt Arnold, Brewers general manager, when we come back.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month, all on America's largest 5G network. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy. Switch today and get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each. You know, if you're into that whole saving money thing. Visit your local store to start saving now.
Depend keeps you drier than ever, so you can say yes to more than ever. Yes! 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 No. Depend. The only thing stronger than us is you.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn your place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you?
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Catch the crew in the division booth with the Cardinals June 12th through the 15th. Celebrate all weekend, starting with Tropical Day on the 14th, featuring the Straw Hat. Then get a Barrel Man Cooler giveaway at the finale. Get your tickets at Brewers.com.
Curio watches it fly! Well, you can't beat the start for Jacob Mizorowski. 3 scoreless innings, 9 batters faced. Did issue a walk. We got a double play. And now we're here with Matt Arnold, Brewers general manager. Here's a Pat Murphy bottle that you can hold.
Fun. Oh my God.
If you need something to calm your nerves.
For sure.
Well, no, you can't have it. You can just hold it.
Cheers.
Great to have you up here. And we've been watching the Mizorowski family go through it a little bit. And you're having some similar emotions right now.
Emotional, but no, it's it's exciting for all of us. I don't know who's more nervous than ever me, but it's a lot of fun. It's so cool for the organization and credit to our scouts, honestly, that were around, and Drew Anderson, Riley Bandolo, their families are here too. You know, I mean, it's a big deal for them. They're here, and it's when you see these guys at a young age and you see them all the way through the system. It's just an awesome thing for them to get here and be successful. It's just the best for everyone involved. It's really, really cool.
What a collaboration, too, right? Started with the scouting department. They identified this kid actually in high school, right? So and then you draft him, and then you go ahead and develop him into what we're watching right now. Pretty impressive.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, it wasn't a finished product, and our coaches did a tremendous job with it as well.
Joey Ortiz, guys, won the left field. There's out #1. So tell us why this is an emotional thing for you, but obviously he's the #1 prospect. How have you guys tried to tamper down the expectation level? Because, man, if he's breathing, he knows where his position is in this organization.
I think, honestly, like every night, during the games and after every game, I mean, we're following all the minor league games at the same time. We have them on while we're watching this game, and so we're following these guys so closely, and we know them. You get to know them as kids, and you get to know their families and everything about them. And once they get here, it's just a really cool thing for the entire franchise to just be pulling for somebody. to get to their dream, and that's a really cool thing to be a part of, and I think it is emotional for a lot of us.
Not only the pitching coaches that worked with them in AAA this year and Biloxi last year and in A-ball the year before, but also even I talked to the mental skills coach and Alex Rasky. She even helped this kid develop and help him with a routine. Again, it's from the top down.
Yeah,
it's been pretty impressive to watch this.
Absolutely, yeah. Mental skills and everything from nutrition and health, keeping the guys on the field. And, everybody that's involved, our analytics. Just all the different ingredients of the people that are involved with these players. It really is a team effort.
2 outs here for Jackson Churio, the other star of the Brewers minor league system that burst on the scene last year. And now he's the ripe old veteran, the wise owl, compared to, he's still younger than Mizorowski, by the way, Jackson Churio. Matt Arnold joins us. A banner moment for the organization. We were trying to give it some context, and I know you still chat with Doug Melvin every now and then, and you guys are always thinking about the perspective of the organization. Where do you have this as most anticipated major league debuts by a starting pitcher? I mean, Ben Sheets level, maybe Gallardo.
It's in that family for sure. I mean, those types of guys, those types of names, really, and the hype that comes along with them. It really is a big moment, and it's something that everyone's really proud of.
Arnado, a wayward throw, but handled by Contreras. 3 up and 3 down. Can you stay? We'd love to chat more with you as Mizorowski takes him out. And we'll continue on with Matt Arnold, Brewers general manager. 1-0.
Matt Arnold, 1-0.
What do you do when things get tough? You don't
Hey, if
give
you
up.
are brand new
You
into the
stand
chat,
your
come
ground.
on in.
If you've been diagnosed with metastatic prostate cancer and have tried hormone therapy, ask your doctor about Pluvicto. Pluvicto is not chemotherapy. It's a different treatment that targets PSMA-positive cells. It's now FDA approved after 1 hormone
Thank
therapy
you, Kenneth.
and before chemotherapy. Pluvicto involves contact with radioactivity, which may increase the risk for cancer and cause fetal harm. Drink plenty of fluids, urinate often, use contraception, and talk to your doctor about ways to reduce the risk of exposing others to radiation during and after treatment. Pluvicto can cause low levels of blood cell counts, kidney problems, and infertility. Tell your doctor if you have weakness, pale skin, shortness of breath, bleeding or bruising more easily, an infection, or changes in urination. Side effects include decreased blood cell counts, tiredness, dry mouth, nausea, appetite loss, joint or back pain, and constipation. Ask your doctor about Pluvicto, because every day without cancer progression is a victory.
A third row that feels like first class. How it should be. The Hyundai Palisade. Lease the Hyundai Palisade SEL for $369 a month, or get up to $2,750 bonus cash on select Palisade models. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Thanks to this stylish hotel on Booking.com, even Giants fans are loving LA.
No, we're here to mess with our rivals.
Where'd they go?
They were just here. It was full of rivals.
With so many choices, you can be a fan of any U.S. city. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Plenty of Mizorowski fans, part of that Mizorowski family section. Game reset presented by Spectrum. 1-0 Brewers on a Terang 2-out RBI infield hit in the second inning. Matt Arnold continues on.
Matt Arnold.
General manager. We had a very quick inning the last inning, but let's do a couple more layers of Mizorowski. He's off to a great start, 3 scoreless innings, has faced the minimum. What can you tell us about the personality, the kid? Feels like a guy that I've been saying is comfortably numb to the situation. Yeah. Is that fair?
It's funny. One of our coaches described him as a slow walker. where it's something where it's like this guy's got that kind of confidence. You know what I mean? Like you got those guys that have the fast walk and they're nervous. This guy's got a slow walk to him. And I thought it was a pretty cool.
That's a really good way. Like Vinny's a fast walker.
Yeah, I wish I would have known that. I would have walked a lot slower when scouts are watching.
Sure. Did that ever pop up in one of your scouting reports, Vinny? Slow walker?
No.
We have to go.
That's great, though.
No, he's got that. He's got a really easygoing personality. He's a
Wow.
kid too, and it's just confident, but humble, and stayed connected with all of his old scouts and everything like that, and he's just a really, really good kid.
So what's the one thing that you guys are watching for in this appearance right here, in this first start, Major League starts? Obviously, is it just the strikes? I mean, because the stuff is that good. If it's in the zone, I mean, he's going to have to stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's any secret. Yeah, I mean, his stuff is electric, and we all know that. I think it's just about him continuing to fill up the zone, execute, and not to try to get too cute. Just do well, which is just fill up the zone and trust your stuff.
Tell me a little bit more about the situation last year with Mizorowski, because we had heard that he was in the Stay Ready group as the Brewers were, in a pennant race and on into the postseason. What was the goal, or what was the plan, and then why did we end up seeing him?
Yeah, I think there's always a lot of ingredients that go into that, and I think there's the time, the situation, if he's ready for the moment, because those are huge moments for these guys, and it's tough to walk a guy in for his major league debut in a high leverage playoff situation, for sure. So you want to make sure he gets the right amount of runway, that he's prepared for the moment, and certainly to this point it looks like he is. But those things take time, and the year before we had a guy like Jackson Churio, so maybe it's not at that point where he's ready to go. But it's exciting to see what these guys can do.
Well, I'm guessing just the idea that he could be thrust into a situation when he goes into that camp, the Stay Ready camp, has benefit as well. So I'm guessing part of the development, because these guys are watching. They know what's going on at the big league level, and you start to imagine how you will then attack it. You're fully engaged, even though you're not on the surface level of it. You're fully engaged in it.
Absolutely, and if you know that you're about to get plugged into that, it's a really big piece of their development. I don't think there's any question about that. And also, I'll take that a step further. I think even in spring training, when these guys were really young, we try to bring them over to Major League camp and spend minutes with the veteran players, just to get that kind of experience.
Fly ball to center field. It's going to hang up there for Churio.
Fly ball to center. Staying up for
the tag is Churio. He will not challenge the arm.
Jackson
Churio, and it is out number one.
And the other thing I'm noticing, Arnie, is the fact that a couple of pitches, it looked like he was having trouble finding that release point. It looked like, okay, is this a time where it's going to get off the rails a little bit with strikes? And then he has pulled it back, and he's reined it back in and repeated that delivery.
Yeah, again, I think it goes back to our coaches like Nick Childs, the people that have been around him, our coordinators and pitching coaches that have just talked to him about, hey, there are ways to reset your delivery and get you back on track. Exactly what you're saying, Vinny. It's just a nice way to maybe you misfire one, but you can get back on track, hopefully, in the next pitch.
Ivan Herrera swinging a foul. Switching gears, before we let you get away, obviously to talk about the Brewers right now is the offense and the challenges that the offense is facing. Just give us your state of the union on where the Brewers are offensively right now.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a up and down season, I think, for us, and there have been times when we've scored a lot of runs, and they've kind of come in bunches, and I think it's just about getting more consistency. I think overall we've got a good group offensively, and obviously we ride with a lot of really good veteran players. Reese Hoskins has been great, the LA Player of the Week a week ago, and just continue to get consistent output from them, and then the young guys as well. That just takes time, and again, I think there's a really good team in place here, and it's just trying to lean into more consistency.
You engage with Mark Adasio every day. This feels like a really important stretch in the schedule. Trade deadline is 6 weeks away, essentially 6-7 weeks away. Are you confident that this kind of run can allow you to maybe make some moves and help the ball club where needed?
Yeah, we always have good support, incredible support from our ownership group, and for things like that, and always want to stay nimble. And if there's an opportunity to make the team better, we've had great support from Mark over the years, certainly since I've been here, to go out and access players if they help us.
And what about the competition in the National League, though, too? Does that change, shift your mindset a little bit? Just not that you won't compete and go for a playoff run right here, but the Cubs, they look tough. And then are you looking more at the wild card? It's just, how do you approach it, knowing that there is more competition in the National League this year?
We're not necessarily focused on the other teams, really. It's just Murph's mantra of win tonight. That's a really big deal for us, and just not try to get too far ahead of ourselves. And I think, you're right. This is a big stretch for us. It's going to be a tough one here with the Cardinals and certainly the Cubs coming up, and these are really good teams. But I think just living and dying with what Murph and Ricky preach every night is just try to focus on win that pitch and win that moment.
It's also a great opportunity. You've got the teams that are ahead of you right now. Brewers are 6 games back of the Cubs in the loss column. They're a half game back of the Cardinals, 1 game back in the loss column. Could flip that with a win tonight, and then the series at Wrigley Field next week. Cardinals have yet to face the Cubs, which is unusual for this time of the year. A lot of baseball to be played, for sure, as we sit here in the middle of June. And a guy like Jacob Mizorowski certainly gives everybody a jolt. 2-0 on Contreras. And did he go? They asked. He did not.
He did not.
Second time around now for Mizorowski against his Cardinal batting order. Newbar with the leadoff walk. And then a fly ball out and a strikeout. Mizorowski's got 3 Ks. Trying to come back from 3-0. And strike 1. Right down the middle. How about his first pitch today? 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And his second pitch was 102.
So we had an over-under upstairs, and it was going to be over at 99.
Well, yeah, that's good.
It's pretty exciting. Yeah, it's impressive. Record pitch 1.
And he missed, and it's a walk. And so the first runner at second base against Mizorowski. Can you give us an injury update on a couple of guys? Let's start with the position players. But Blake Perkins and Garrett Mitchell.
Yeah, both those guys come along really well. For those guys, honestly, a lot of it's just day to day. It's just how you feel that next day. And for Perk, it's, the leg issue has been there and lingering. And so he's trying like heck to get back out there. And it's just whether he can sustain the.
Is he doing MLB camp or is he doing XFL?
He's making really good progress. And same with Garrett Mitchell. And ideally, both those guys.
I always forget which one he's doing.
Okay, nice. Brandon Woodruff.
Yeah, same thing. Poor guy has just been going through everything, and he's working his tail off, and we're hoping to get him back as soon as possible. The swelling is still there for him a little bit, just trying to get that down from where he got hit the other day, but he was throwing.
I know Streamline, one of them has been dropping his link once in a while. Could you pull his link for the his stream right now and put it in?
And you're sending the guy out to the bullpen because of it.
Yeah, certainly. I think it's great to have the amount of depth that we have. I think that's really important to us, and it has been for a long time. And once you get the good ingredients like we have with really talented pitching coaches like Chris Hook and Jim Henderson, those guys do an incredible job with those guys.
There's Savali in the bullpen tonight. 1-2 the count with 2 on. Mizorowski. It's a little loose with the mechanics. Rotation's going to be Peralta tomorrow. They'll match up against Eric Fetty. Friday night game tomorrow, 7:10 first pitch. And then Quintana gets the ball on Saturday. That'll be a day game at 3 o'clock. And Sunday's an afternoon game as well. As Burleson skies one. And Terang makes the call and the catch. And the Miz, who's through 4 scoreless. And now we appreciate that. Your parting gift. There you go.
Everybody wins.
Thank you for coming up.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Congratulations on bringing prospect.
Sure. Thanks, man. Thanks, Casey. Appreciate it.
Well, general manager, always great intel.
Jack Daniels starts here. From cave spring water to sugar maple charcoal to smooth Tennessee whiskey. Made by those who pour everything into their craft. That's what makes Jack, Jack.
And now you have a better game plan for your retirement.
With all of life's curveballs, your travel budget is still steady.
My name's Stacy. I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020.
We were adopted in 2019.
And we were adopted in 2021.
We had a house, and it sounds crazy, but it wasn't a home. The one thing that Jake and Emma brought
as it became a home. When I met Dakota, he had just turned 14.
You weren't there for the first this and the first that. I missed the first words, but we got a lot of other firsts.
Watching her say, "Oh my God, I cannot believe I got my license," and she's like, "I passed," and I'm like, "Girl."
See them grow. It is.
Thanks, Jim.
They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Them.
You
Depending on what time I get done with all my own stuff, Kenneth. Because depending on what time I gotta get done with all my own, will depend on if I go live with the NBA game. Is that the finals or is that the semifinals, Kenneth?
Jacob Mizorowski's debut, fabulous so far through 4 innings, a couple of strikeouts for him, and joined now by his mother, Crystal. And first of all, congratulations. Welcome to Milwaukee. Jacob told us he was just going to go out there and try to breathe. So how is Mom holding up? Mom's doing the same. She's trying not to hold her breath too long. Lots of prayers. What was your reaction when you got the call from Jacob that he was making his major league debut?
I was stunned. I was just, a lot of work for him so far, all those years of practice and giving up things, it's paying off. Here we are.
How are you feeling watching him the first couple of innings? Yeah, I know it's an emotional day for all of you. You, your husband Tom, grandparents are here. You said you've got 30 people who to see Jacob make this memory.
Both his grandfathers here, and then lots of family friends. His high school baseball coach is here. I mean, it's awesome. It's we're lucky.
It's certainly an incredible, emotional day to see your son and all the years that you have invested to help this moment happen for him. Tell us just about the Jacob that we see is very quiet. He appears very calm. He appears very relaxed. Tell us about Jacob, your son, just who he is off the field.
Jacob, my son, is Andre. He's a kid who he loves his family. He's very close with us. He's a good kid. He tries very hard. He works really hard, but he also kind of keeps things close to the vest. But with his family and friends, he's a cut up.
How do you think he handles just the expectations, all the hype for this moment, right? With all the attention that has come with his debut.
So I would say that he's very introspective of it all. Takes it in. He knows what a big deal it is. He knows how important it is for him to come show what he's got. He has confidence in the pitching staff here. He loves them. So he has to make tweaks to help him. So that's a big relief for him. That even though you might mess up, they're here. And honestly, the city's been great with him. People have recognized it, have been awesome, saying, "I got your support." So that helps a lot. So he's kind of calmed down.
Well, and you guys.
Ball inside.
I know he grew up a Royals fan, but to be doing this in Milwaukee, in the Midwest, against the Cardinals, for him and your family.
Yeah, it's amazing. Cardinals were our enemies, right? The other Missouri, so to come out here and play against them and do well, that's fantastic. And to be honest, when he got drafted with Milwaukee, that was pretty much where he wanted to be. He loves the pitching lab. He loves the Midwest feel. He loves just the way it is. So he's super comfortable here. So we've all been relieved that that's where he was landing.
Well, I think all of Brewer Nation is happy that Jacob Mizorowski ended up a Brewer. And I'll ask you another question as we wrap up here. We heard some of the advice that he got, but did you offer him any advice as a mom before he took the mound today?
His dad and I both told him, just do what you do. That's what got you this far.
I'm not disagreeing with that statement right there.
You pitch like you pitch in Nashville or in Green Valley High School, right? So just do your thing and you.
It is working, absolutely. Thank you so much for the time, Crystal. Great to get to know you, and congratulations to you and your family. It's certainly the first of many, many, many for Jacob Mizorowski. I hope so. Let's go. BA, thank you guys.
Good job with that, Sophia. And great to get to know Crystal a little bit. And her boy is pitching well. His major league debut. He's got 4 scoreless. He's back on the mound to start his 5th inning in a 1-0 Brewer lead.
1-0. Rolling.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a major league sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant. The 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsin is known to call when it's a threat scenario. They call Havish 14. National reputation, hometown service. Itch, scratch, itch.
Wow, it's sanity with cortisone 10 for bug bites, poison ivy, and other itches. It works fast and lasts for hours. Cortisone 10. And for no menstruation, try new cooling strategy.
They found it by things of paying it off all the time. No fees, no.
No one else is doing this. Me.
You can tell me no way.
Excuse me, sir. The captain needs you back.
Oh, you. You make it a better fee.
Two is flat. No count.
The children suffer. This is the legendary like.
That's his main channel right there. Kenneth.
This is not a blue moon. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. A Valencia orange makes a blue moon a blue moon. Everything a little brighter.
Jacob Mizorowski back on the mound. We start the 5th inning. And it's 1-0 Brewers.
1-0 Brewers.
Sophomore Cardinals. That visit with Sophia is always the best of those. And Arnado in the air to left field. That's going to hang up for Collins. And that's number 1. All right, Benny Stepkins. Powered by Cloud as we take a look at the Biz. These 100+ mile-an-hour fastballs. Unbelievable. First pitch of the game was 100. Second pitch was 102. He's got 13 pitches, 100 miles per hour. I mean, what an incredible arm that this kid has been blessed with. I mean, he is all over the zone with his entire arm tonight. Corbin trying to jump on him.
Yeah.
That first pitch, out that early, but misses a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Strike percentage is good right now. 70 pitches, 44 of those are strikes. He has battled back on a couple of occasions in a few deadly counts. He did walk Newcomb and Harris last inning. Had a good comeback against Arnado in a 3-2 count. Norman drove home in the 3rd inning. 3 walks, 3 Ks. Mizorowski retired his first 6 batters. He has induced a double play in this game, though, so he's faced only 2 over the minimum.
Got him.
Oh, my goodness. He brings
Sinker.
up a changeup. Statcast has it as a sinker. That is definitely his changeup. And he said it's dandy.
Look at the arm speed on that. It looks like a fastball with the way that he is getting through the baseball with the arm speed. Hitter reads it as a fastball. My goodness, and Nolan Corbin goes fishing for him.
He just throws the bat out there, boys, and says, I can't reach that. Heck, right there.
Doesn't know what this is around right now. He hasn't seen anything like this.
The robot overlords are confused.
They'll get it right. Mike Petriello was the keeper of Statcast, and he'll dial it in. To the count.
Oh, and to the
So the
count.
stuff plays in the zone and it plays outside the zone, VA. That's a pretty good combination.
Looking for a 3-3 down inning here in the 5th.
Ball 1. Gee, the other few were strikes right there, but that one was a ball. Just a little bit outside. got him 1-on-1 right on the damn money.
Inning yet. After he walked 2 in the 4th, stranded 2, he comes back with a 1-pitch inning with 2 strikeouts. 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. Brewers lead 1-0. The Miz has arrived on a big way.
The Miz has arrived in Milwaukee.
To the biggest backyard farm in town. A totally organic, free-range labor of love that Jen is already future-proofing today. Thanks to farm safety resources from AARP, they'll help Jen stay in her own for years to come. So she can share everything from eggs to egg pets with the friends and neighbors she loves. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
It starts with summer. Feel looking feel good about it and need it. I'm training for life. From after school pickups to meal prep to a 12-hour night shift. I'm time to get. I've got to stay with it. Delta Patrol starts with the test. I got to hold it's a race against the clock. Refuel. We got 48 to do and 24.
It's 4:49 a.m. Grab a Celsius, lock in. I've got a goal to hit and a to conquer. I need to keep the lights up and all the essential energy I need to do it. Talk about that crispy chicken nugget, and I can't believe how good they are.
I can't believe
it. It's Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Yeah, the breading is tortilla chip. Doesn't that feel very Taco Place? We're totally a Taco Place. It's a chicken place that's also a Taco Place.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing at Choose Flex Buy on Ford F-150 with 4.9% APR for 66 months plus $2,500 retail bonus and $500 open bonus cash. Visit your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
On with the 5th at American Family Field in Milwaukee. Closed tonight. Jacob Mizorowski short of 5 scoreless innings, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. Brewers grabbed the lead in the 2nd. 2-out RBI infield hit by Bryce Murray. That followed an Isaac Collins triple. Collins had that 2-out triple in the 2nd inning, his first ever major league triple. And needed every bit of it. Infield hit allowed him to score. And the only run of the game. Sonny Gray, an established pitching star. Taking on
He needs 3 more for the cycle. A homer, a double, and a single.
So far, got 5 punch-outs against a team that does not swing and miss very often. Jacob Mizorowski. His debut so far. Sonny Gray normally gets a lot of run support. Matter of fact, he's 2nd in the majors in runs per game of support. Cardinals, on average, score nearly 7 for him.
Evidently, tonight not being one of them.
And Collins, another terrific AB.
Well, you got 1 out of a walk.
They just wanted to start this fitness. It gives us a chance here. On the Casino Hotels. Bryce Terang.
Bryce Terang.
Hit an RBI. His first time up. First RBI in over a week. Pat Murphy dropping him out at leadoff spot. Normally he does hit leadoff against the right-handed starters. Today it's South Freelick, and it has paid off. Freelick has a hit. Terang has a hit, an RBI. Yeah, we're switching it up. Terang was just 2 for his last 6 games coming into this one.
Yeah.
A little bit paid off. And first half from Terang. Terang, a very good punter. Can't get that one down. But that's a weapon that he boasts, especially with his great speed. Brewers at the bottom of their order. They could use some runs here. They lead 1-0. Sonny Gray's been tough. His consecutive scoreless inning streak ended with that touring RBI in the second. And he's out. Collins spun out. Sonny Gray with a quick move over to first base, and it wipes out the leadoff.
Second pickoff of the season. Look how quick his feet are, and look how accurate the throw is to hit Isaac Collins on the right arm before he's able to get back to the base.
He's such a good athlete. He's always controlled the game well, the running game from the mound. And Turang, that eats. And into right field it goes. That'll be a base hit for Bryce Turang. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, with Brendan Donovan out, who has been so sure-handed at second base, Nolan Gordon gets the start. That ball that he's hit, eats him up on this shot. Could be a base hit. The bounces right over the glove. Ball came up hot. Base hit. For Turang.
2-2. Sets up Caleb Durbin.
That pickoff is big now.
Durbin had one of his signature moments. Maybe the signature moment of his career. I'm sure he'd say his major league debut was one, but he walked off home run on Saturday. A nationally televised game on Fox against San Diego. Lone victory for the Brewers in that Padres series. What a moment. We'll never forget that. Dream about those as a kid when you had a chance to do it in your first year in the big leagues.
Just float around the bases, but you walk it off like that.
It's a bullet.
The freeze of the line drive, so only able to get to second.
Only able to get to second.
You're going to start this fifth inning.
Just second hard hit ball for Caleb Durbin. He lined out to third base in his first at bat. And the focus for Caleb Durbin is to try and drive the ball middle to the opposite field. He does it right here. Look how flat that swing is. It's a bullet back up the middle. Now first and second. Now the Brewers need to come up with a big hit right here.
Durbin had a double off Sonny Gray in St. Louis in late April. And he got 2 swings to the max angle. First exit velocity over 100 miles an hour. Finally collects a hit. First and second. Speed on the bags. And it'll be Joey Ortiz.
Focus for Joey Ortiz as of late is to get into the back hip a little bit low, get to the back hip, use the lower half a little bit more.
Oh.
A little 4-game hitting streak snapped yesterday.
Ball.
Visually looks like a subtle change, but I'm sure as a hitter, it's got to feel foreign.
Yeah, he's got to feel the timing into the back hip is super important because it allows you to feel grounded and not feel like you're just swinging with all your arms and hands.
There was a wave, remember 20 years ago, Charlie Lau and that style of hitting, which Frank Thomas made famous, among others. Frank Thomas to a Hall of Fame, but his back foot was totally off the ground at impact. And
That's a base hit in the right field. Durbin will score. RBI double by Joey Ortiz.
One support for Jacob Nadrowski in his start. Take a look at this swing right here. This is a thing of beauty, VA. He gets on top of it. Look how he gets into that back hip on the backside and stays grounded through that baseball. Oh, what a nice swing right there from Joey Ortiz for that RBI double. Just what you talked about, Billy. And he pops one to right center. The Brewers starting to find a little more success against Sonny Gray, second time through the battle. Third time through.
Mound visit. Pitching coach. And the catcher out there.
Let's keep it going. Dustin Blake, Cardinal pitching coach.
Dustin Blake is calling the pitching coach.
Big opportunity now. Bottom of the order, delivering on a walk-in 3 hit to the Western Collins at first. So a runner's in.
A one is in. A one is in. So it's 2-1. 2-1. Milwaukee. Foul ball.
Get something out over the plate that you can elevate into
South Freeland. The right fielder for Milwaukee. If anybody's new in here, come on in. Field. Foul.
Sonny Gray and Freeland was ready. So he was all over that heater at the top of the zone at 92 miles per hour. Just got the head out just a little bit too quick. By that much. Narrow miss.
Come on in, everybody. If you're brand new. Freeland. Down base hit. Safe. Both of them. Back to back. 2 RBI single. I had to look at the
base. I'll start with this swing by Seth Green, staying inside the baseball, driving it to the opposite field, and look at Joey Ortiz as Gil Durman's trying to tag on that ball. Rightly so. He took a couple of feet behind him.
That's great base running on both counts. Both did what they were asked to do. And it's 4-0 Brewers. And on the first pitch, Jackson strikes it deep. Two-run blast. 6-0 Milwaukee.
Home run! Hey! 6-0. Yeah. Jackson Shoyle goes deep. 12 of the season. That is it for Sonny Gray.
From the guy who's been his best pitcher this year.
And good.
In the fifth, a 6 spot on the board for the Brewers.
They put a 6 spot on the board.
If you keep making that face, I'm trying to get my own car insurance. Well, that's easy. USAA.
5-1 fifth
And their
inning.
families.
And we ain't done yet.
He joined USAA. Really? USAA.
USA.
$725
annual auto insurance. At Ace, however you grill, we got the perfect.
Granular replaces Sunny Gray. And place.
This is a meal. Melty, cheesy, flaky, toasty. Just got croissant pasta. Try the new croissant toast sandwiches.
Me neither.
Feels good. Banana.
Maybe someday they will.
You could score epic prizes in the season finale blockbuster. Your entry, enchanted skins, unreal treasure, and boundless bounty come together for drawings with 300,000 cash and prizes.
Have you seen him in CeeLo's chat? Kenneth? 5-1-5.
Well, Sonny Gray was out of this game. The Brewers put 6 runs on the board. 5 here in the 5th inning, and Jackson Churio.
5 here in the 5th.
And a 2-run home run. 21-year-old Jackson Churio, number 12. Jackson Churio. We're going to have our second major league debut of the game. Then Andre Granillo.
Andrew Granillo. Another major league. Hey Kenneth, next time you see them two in the Discord chat on CeeLo, Richard Jones will come over to the stream when I'm live. So I can put him as a mod so Nightbot doesn't time him out. That way, we don't have the same screw up as we did last time.
The other day against Grant Holmes. Well, Sonny Gray's given up 2 home runs all year. Hitter's hitting 143 on that sweep. One of the best pitches in baseball. He doesn't care.
See it hit.
Well, yeah, that too.
41 RBIs now after his 12th home run of the year. You're seeing prize prospects from the Brewers organization. Obviously, Churio in his 2nd year, no longer at prospect status. He's 21. Mizorowski's 23. And the 2 players that had scouts raving in the last 3 or 4 years coming up through the system. And now they're here together in the big leagues. Mizorowski making his major league debut. He's going 5 hitless innings, by the way.
Yes.
His best inning yet. 3 walks for Mizorowski.
Good job on the Brewers' bats to give him a little breathing room too in his debut.
Foul ball. Oh. Don't even ask. Yelich with a base hit.
Yelich missing 2 days with that wrist injury. Collection.
Wrist feeling good. That's a good sign for Christian Yelich.
That is a very good sign.
Slider right there. And just right back up the box to see those hands get to a better hitting position after the back really well for the last couple of weeks.
Here's Rhys Hoskins now. I mean, all that we talked about with Jacob Mizorowski and what he dealt with making his major league debut, what every player deals with. The adrenaline, the realization of a lifetime hope, and how you compartmentalize all of that. It can go in so many different ways. Granillo's going through all those same emotion feelings right now as well. It's an incredible achievement. Slips high.
Wild pitch.
Yelich is going to take second base.
With a pretty short-handed catcher behind the plate, maybe a bias. That's why we're looking at his glove. Tries to snag that slider at the bottom of the zone. He gets by him for a pass ball. It just whiffs on it.
See more and more of that from this era of framing pitches, which is a little different than back in your day.
They just wanted to stick the pitch.
No. Really have to catch it on the move. Not that uncommon. Ninth hitter of the inning, Reese Hoskins with 2 outs. Center field hit on the barrel.
Get on barrel.
And then that will retire to the side. But the Brewers erupt 5 in the Sonny Gray kept off by Jackson Churio, 2-run home run to center field.
The saucy toss honey barbecue or New Buffalo, layered with flavor from the top, the bottom, and everywhere in between. Delicious from every angle. That's the saucy toss. It goes now only at DQ.
Get it 11% rebate with the last roofing guarantee. With steel roofing in an hour. Steel roofing is
I'll be right back.
from 29 stylish colors that not only enhance your view, reduce cooling costs and keep your home more comfortable, also cool.
Does a changeup.
It's right there. He kind of rolled his ankle coming back up the slope.
With the pitch there, but as he's coming back, walking back, it's turns it.
Ouch.
That did not look. That looked like a basketball. A roll of the ankle. I was just going to say, there's no way you let a kid like this. He's done enough. And officially, he'll come out with an injury, but listen to this crowd. They stand up for the phenom. What a debut.
your lawn and garden at Menards, all after 11 for Sunday Day. Even grass early with sprayer is just $18.99. 100 foot garden hose exclusive 3 times its length, only $47.99. All for buildings, insect repellent is just $4.99. Men's and ladies' work gloves only $2.99.
Okay, as we go back to commercial, I will be right back.
Game now. You don't have an option to warm up in the bullpen. It is required. You get as much time as you need, but it is required that you warm up on the game now. And Mears will try his best to stay in a normal warm up or two. There was nobody warming up in the bullpen. It was going to be Mizorowski's inning. And we'll feel for you post game, so we'll be having clubhouse. Greg Kishon and Dillard, Brewers Live post game show. And at the injury update, when it becomes available, did not seem significant. This stat brought to you by Casino Hotel. Longest no-hit bid by a Brewer pitcher. And an MVP debut. Never forget Franklin's debut. 13 that day against the Rockies. 500. Mizorowski tonight. 5 hit innings. Good strikeouts. 3 walks. And until he rolled an ankle, it looked like he was more than ready to continue on with a very low pitch count.
Yeah, 81 pitches, 49 strikes. That 49 number is the big number for Jacob Mizorowski. Get it on that, make sure that he is filling up the zone, because we heard Matt Arnold talk about it's the matter of him throwing strikes with that stuff. Did a phenomenal job with Jacob Mizorowski. The guys at Triple A did a phenomenal job. If that's what that kid figure out his delivery. You know, those guys are watching, probably watching their teammate, their former teammate, I should say, because he is not going to be going back there anytime soon. Everybody's sweet company.
Nick Mears is ready to go. He'll hook up this batter mid-at-bat. It's a 3-0 count. It's going to belong to Vizarowski. So his final on not quite official yet. Hoping for a pickup, actually. And he starts with a strike. There you go. Number 9 hitter in the Cardinal batting order, Victor Scott.
Strike right there.
Nick Mears hasn't given up an earned run yet in the month of June. He had a little hiccup at the end of earned runs in 3 out of 4 of his last outings in May. A little bit of rest. He was overused VA in May. Just that knee. Brewers bullpen was just taxed, and Nick Mears lost that slider. He had some rest in the meantime. He's figured it back out.
Sneaky little position from the Rockies last year. 3-2 count. And a foul by Scott.
I was trying to make the meerkat a thing, but I don't think it ever really caught on.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like something that would catch on. Just at first listen. And that's inside for a ball. Scott will draw the walk. And so a lead man on. That walk to Dorowski. So you can close, well, you can't close it yet because it could be a run as well, but 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Dorowski. Asking for a new rosin bag. The way he's holding it, it appears to be toxic at this point. Oh, there's a hole in it.
I was thinking that it was soaking wet the way he was holding it, but
It just has a hole in it.
someone stepped on it. Maybe Miz stepped on it.
Where do you keep the backup rosin bag?
Not sure.
Is it in the rosin bag closet?
You have keys to that?
It's the old bat board, right?
Yeah, right. Keys to the batter's box, keys to the batter.
Yeah. Go fetch one.
Lars first. Did you know Dom Catrone was a big league bat boy?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know.
For the 80s?
Yeah. Many times. He was thinking about going pro, actually, did. He realized the pay was the same as a volunteer basis. So we moved on.
No wonder I can't give Dom a hard time and get him. Been around a big league clubhouse that much.
And still working for free, yeah, which is incredible that he would do that. One ball, 1 strike on Newborn, a struggling hitter. And he skies one in the air to left field. That's going to slice to Isaac Collins for the first time. Back to first goes. I can catch Dominic on his postgame show tonight. You only here tonight, Dom? WTMJ?
I almost get through the whole thing by the time I pull into my driveway. What about the pre-game show?
I love when Dom answers the phone calls after. Very level-headed. Yeah. He seems to match the energy of the callers, which is always entertaining. Maybe that. Better come with facts when you're dealing with Dom.
Occasionally, we'll cut them off in the middle of the question.
occasionally when they're rambling. Well, at least the man with the switch. Oh, nasty pitch. Jason went way out in front of that breaking ball.
Yeah, that's the good slider from Nick Mears. When he has that thing working, it's very tough, especially on right-handed hitters.
One and two to count. We'd love to get a ground ball here. Get out of this inning. Make it a clean sheet for Mizorowski. And strike three, bring the bell. Mears goes back to the slider. Wynn not convinced, but he's out. And a strikeout for Mears is first.
Yes, Mason Wynn does not strike out all that often. Does not think this one is a strike. Right at the bottom. So good job by William Contreras to get that one at the bottom. And hopefully umpire Dan Brazil pulls the chain.
I like the call of Dan Brazil. Yeah. Puts his shoulder into that one.
As you saw when Miz was up, because it was all swinging in his yeah.
I think umpires love to punch people out that way. Give them your strikeout ball. It's not that you're rooting for it or against it, but if the pitcher makes a pitch and you get to long more, you do it. Ground ball to short. Here is the short handled it. 14. He makes a play, and that's going to clean the box score tonight for Zernsky. No run in his Major League debut. That's by Nick Mears. Coming in.
Yeah.
More of what we'll look you up in
We are through 6 innings. I'll be right back after Yeah.
He is stuck with that same approach, and it hasn't buried him mentally, right? There's so many players, when they start to see that batting average dip a little bit and start to panic, they start to try and change things. Not to remain confident.
Played his college ball in St. Louis, Washington University, WashU as it's known. So I'm sure he's a fan base there in St. Louis. I'll live to him tonight. He's from Illinois, from Lake Forest. He's always got a fan base up here at the American Family Field. He's close to home. First year in the big leagues. Brewers got him from the Yankees, along with Nestor Cortez and the Devin Williams deal. So Laura Short when gobbles the drums in time to get him, and that's a 3-3 down inning. 6-0 Brewers. We go to the 7th American Family Field.
6-0 Brewers.
It's Judith Money. Your abundance movie.
Let's bring you guys back. Bring you guys back. Yep. I hit the wrong button on my goddamn phone. Oops.
6 combined innings between years in Missouri. And now on his way to second.
Joey Ortiz.
And the leadoff single is wiped out.
Not really sure what Wilson Contreras is thinking right here. Down 6-0 with one hit in the ball game for the Cardinals. And really nice job by William Contreras to cut down his brother at second base and an even better pick on the other end.
He's going to love having that chat over a meal. Who do you think you put on, big brother? That was some play by Joey Ortiz.
They should save that ball, wrap it up for Christmas, put it under the tree. Remember this one?
Alec Burleson, 2-0 to go. And Ashton
Yeah, remember this one?
How incredible is that? To not just make the major leagues, but then to be significant players in the major leagues as brothers. That's a little flare that's going to fall out. These 2 hits in the center. Broken bat single and then a flare to center. First 2 hits of the game for the Cardinals.
Burleson couldn't have thrown it out into center field any better.
Yeah. What is it? 7th?
There's no Arenado now.
There's no Arenado.
Opportunity.
Strike right there.
I mean, you're facing Mizorowski throwing over 100. And then the rookie being left-handed throwing 98 miles an hour.
Huh.
Plenty more to come as Arenado turns that one around. Not hit all that hard, but good enough. 3 consecutive hits to start the 7th inning.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Wilson Contreras was cut down at second. 2 on, 1 away.
2 on, 1 away.
A double play away from getting out of the 7th.
Which is best fun.
Biggest set of the night for St. Louis. They did have 2 men on in the 4th, but that came with 2 outs.
You're wondering why Nolan Gorman isn't being pitched in for against the tough lefty. And they really don't have anybody else right now with Brendan Donovan not available. They have Guerrero on the bench, but they're not going to take out Nolan Gorman in this situation.
You know, the key with Donovan, he is not available, but he's not on the injured list.
Right.
A little flare to the right center, shallow, long way to go, but there, more with contact off Ashby. That one is up at a glove.
2 outs. They're calling all superheroes. We need you for MLB Play Ball Weekend. Your mission is to step up to the plate either at your favorite ballpark or in your own backyard. Register for the event with your local team or play on your own. Learn more at playball.org/weekend.
Did you memorize that game?
Yeah, I did. I stayed up most of the night last night, and you were coming back on the rest.
Tell you were reading that at all.
I said some sarcasm here. Oh, man, we missed you.
Gets by Contreras, and both runners will advance. Just professionalism and your attention to detail on every single word.
It was a tough one.
That promotional material.
It was a tough one. Let's move on and look at this. Back to the backstop. A couple of runs in scoring positions got to rein it in right here against Bacchus.
On the ground, nice play. Aaron Swins fires. Excellent play. Ashby. So
I told you before.
3 hits, but nobody at the pay station. 6-0 Brewers.
6-0 Brewers. Nobody over the PlayStation.
Dedication and a result. You're the winning team on proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
You might take something for your heart. You might get support for your joints. Or even use something for your digestion. So why wouldn't you take something for the most important part? Your brain. People all over the country take Prevision for their brain. In fact, Prevision has been the #1 selling brain supplement nationwide for over 10 years. The most important supplement for the most important part of you. Prevision for your
Sophia A., grade 4, absent, because transportation was absent.
Khalil N., grade 6, absent, because Wi-Fi was absent.
Maria J., 12, absent, because childcare facility was absent.
Jacob O., grade 12, absent,
Because housing was absent.
Aisha S.,
Olivia H.
Eric L.
Kristen L. Absent.
Absent.
Because healthcare, anti-bullying was absent. We're calling roll on 15 million absent students.
There are reasons why. I'm very real.
And yet the solution is a present caring adult to help them along their path.
From communities and schools, 99% of our students are present and ready to learn.
Down to the game winner is the Bar of Oshkosh. If the Tavern calls the Milwaukee Brewers by 10 a.m., 40 tickets to the beer tent. This is courtesy of the Timberlake Wisconsin Miller Lite. That was better. You had a little more rhythm in that. Yeah, a little inflection. One little fumble, but no problem. Keeping track of those little fumbles. It's great to have you back, PA. Where were you again? France? What was that? So to be honest, we had a lot of farmers the last 3 weeks. Muffin tops are out. It's so food to make honest now, so it's not going to affect them. Okay, you were following matches with Andre Agassi, Jim Courier, yes, John Miller, Lindsey Davenport, Ryan Timmody, I mean, we played 3 big league home runs. You know what? One of those guys is in a problem. So you've come so far today. I loved every minute of it, but missed all of you here. I was watching games at home, but I keeping track. As a teams. Some members of our crew there were fans of different teams. We had Red Sox fans, we had Phillies fans, and so as you can imagine, as the Brewers were stepping into that winning streak, the team coming right on the break, right? I also gave an occasional Brewers update for the. What's the diagram? It's the one where the cross section of tennis fans and Brewers fans. So those who were paying close attention, every time I would read the MLB TV, the Brewers. Brewers have won 4 in a row. Brewers have won 7 in a row. Which I would imagine most people are like, why? What did that happen? I was just being that's great. Are you jet lagged yet? It's middle of the night. It's like Paris right now, right now. It's like 4 in the morning right now in Paris. About 10 good minutes left, and then you're on the road the rest of the way. We'll have Dom make his debut. Been off a couple of days. Couldn't wait to get back. Thanks to Jeff Everett for not changing the locks. Everything's right. It's out through. Seriously.
Yeah.
He's got his third of the game. Had a key 2 RBI single in the 5th. And the Freeland into that leadoff has responded tonight.
Yeah, to do the right button to push. Into the spot. 3 hits.
Cheerio, we mentioned his success against the Cardinals earlier. Updated those numbers in his latest game. 11 extra base hits, 13 on big after his 2-run home run in the 5th.
Sometimes you love to see a team coming to town, even with their ace on the mound and Sonny Gray.
Something on the leaderboard for the Brewers crew. Yelich with 13. Cheerio with number 12.
Julio.
Well, long between those two for bragging rights to see if we win that Bowler ground.
Cheerio has now matched Yelich's RBI total with 41 to lead the club. He's 21 years of age. Man.
future. John King needed lefty warming in the Cardinal bullpen. That is a foul ball. Arnado makes a great play on it anyway, just to remind us all it's maybe the greatest ever play out. 6-time platinum the winner and Arnado just practiced it. I know those from previous generation, were Brooks Robinson.
Yeah.
I just don't know how anybody can know that Arnado. I never saw Brooks Robinson play live. I do know that, but I don't know how you can be better at that position than Arnado has been. But in that top territory, Arnado gets away for the out. It's down to the outside. Brooks would have done that.
Yeah.
It's a great argument. You can't accept the argument. There's no right or wrong. But what you can say is in this generation, there's never been a better third baseman. Does he make the Hall of Fame? Because Ricky got 50 plus homers? I think so.
Maybe.
He's a homer away from 350. It's a lot of years left. He's had big years offensively. Or matter of fact, you lived in that scouting world, but when you have a certain level of success, if your last name is used as the comparison bar, then you would say, oh, it's really talented baseball. He's not quite our level, but he's close, right? Like when you saw a pitcher with a good change, it's not quite often, but it's close, right? Those are the kind of things you hear about on that one, right? Jack Man, but it's not Mike, it's not Rick Man, it's not Eric Jackson. Yeah. It's not Eddie Latino on the Brumbles, but close. I said, well, I can throw he's got some carrying it and he'll be run down by Newbar.
Newbar.
And then he looked in and said, it's 6-0, broke through, stop Newbar and win cup.
Well, that's probably forever. There's only been one Frosty. Because what do we even do? Add a bunch of loose rolls and mix-ins like Oreo cookies or... That's kind of genius, actually. For a first way to Frosty?
Here's a chance to race for $1 million. The NASCAR Powerball Playoff is back. For a limited time, Powerball players in Wisconsin transfer even more money. The bonus draw, including 30 winners, $2,000. And a chance to win a NASCAR Cup Series championship race in Phoenix, Arizona. Plus, chance to win $8 million. Reveal only for the time. WILock.com. This is legendary right here. It tells stories and got a story. There's a 50. On a warm day, you want two things: a fresh drink made with real fruit juice like Simply Spiked lemonade, and a way to get. Oh, you can go Simply Spiked fruit juice.
We're back at American Family Field, and just want to let you know that the Brewers Community Foundation will be collecting new stocks for a fans donating will receive a wonderful price to write pin. You can go to brewers.com/BCN to get more information. You can also make an online donation there, and that is presented by ACL Leadership.
So we get your Scott and Henry help him. He's wayward pitch. Let's go. Victor Scott is okay. Right on top of the head of the helmet.
The second pitch that Aaron Ashby has thrown to the arm side that sailed on him. We saw one last inning that went back to the backstop. And got standing there left and right. The breaking ball that got away. So take a look at this breaking ball. Just slips out of his hand. Ooh, boy, Scott. The ear hole. The ear flap there. That protection that just was south below him. Yeah, that's exactly what they're checking. No reason to risk keeping him out there. I mean, they'll certainly do all concussion testing here just to make sure. Can't be too.
Yeah. Injury delay.
This is where these athletic trainers are so valuable, underappreciated.
And really make that money.
Players are healthy, especially when it's a head injury like this. So you can almost see the body language, like what, do a number of tests, checking the balance.
He'll give him some sort of memory test as well and ask him in a few innings to recite whatever he gave him. That's what they did. So he's going to stay in the game.
Yes, former athletic trainer Roger Kappelman was a big part of the current Major League Baseball concussion trainers. He was a significant figure in putting that whole plan together a number of years ago. So we'll keep trying to let him stays in the game. New bar is the batter, and Ashby puts it straight to them.
Yeah.
Two balls and a strike. And a chance here to flip one. Terrain, Ortiz.
Got him.
It's always in the back pocket for Aaron Ashby. The ability to get ground balls and the ability to get ground ball plays. And he rolls up a large blue ball right here. The sinker coming in. Blue ball gets on top of it, rolls a ground ball right to Bryce Rang, and another tailor-made double play. Two outs. Here's Mason Wood.
I'll be right back.
An update on Jacob Mizorowski. Let's check in with Sophia.
Yeah, after that tumble that he took on the mound in the sixth inning, the update from the Brewers is actually right calf and quad cramping for Mizorowski. They say that the ankle is fine, so that's a good indication for them if it's just cramping. So we'll get more after the game from Jacob Mizorowski, but something that we need.
That's a good report. And Ashley gets the ground ball to end it. Thank you, Sophia. And here we go to the bottom of the eighth. Brewers coming up. 7-0 Milwaukee.
more, save more sale is happening now. Take
Peace,
10% off
everybody.
store-wide, then take an extra $100
See you.